Welcome to Thoughts in a Glass podcast. I'm LaToya.
And I'm Kendra.
And this is a weekly podcast where we share our unfiltered thoughts on a variety of topics.
So sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, and join us on a journey of real, raw, and ridiculously funny commentary.
Period. Every week we do a drink of the night. We're a little bit late to the party, but for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing mocktails for dry January. So Kendra, what is our drink tonight?
So this is called a Jack Frost. You know, it's been nipping at everybody's nose, all up on this eastern seaboard. Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
snowing in Atlanta and carrying on. So they have two versions. We did the naughty version, and it has 2 ounces of pineapple juice, 1.5 ounce of blue curacao syrup, 1 ounce of cream of coconut, and 1 ounce of non-alcoholic rum, which is optional, mainly for the taste. The nice version is 3 ounces of your unsweetened pineapple juice, 1/4 tablespoon of blue spirulina, thank you, 2 tablespoons of vanilla coconut yogurt, 1 tablespoon of coconut milk, and 1 ounce of coconut milk, 1 ounce of non-alcoholic rum. Again, that is optional.
Cheers.
This gives me I want an island.
It's so cute.
Oh, can I wait?
I feel like we should put some whipped cream on top.
Yeah,
I know. I could have got the whipped cream. It's okay.
it's fine. Oh, goodness. It's a new week. How was your week last week? Your snowy week last week.
We was just talking about this. I ain't been to work in 3 weeks. So getting back into the swing of things was like, getting myself prepared, catching up on everything I missed. Although I didn't miss much because everybody was out for snow days, so
Wasn't nothing going on.
I didn't miss much.
It wasn't nothing going on. We only worked, two days last week because everything was closing. Nothing was going on during the holidays.
Right.
So, yeah, when I was working. I worked every day.
You didn't get snowed in?
I did. So I didn't work Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday I had to go up Missouri Avenue to shovel my grandmother's steps because she's in the city. And they'll get fined if their steps and stuff aren't clear. So I did that. And Devon and I were both going to go up. But I got up early, and then I was talking to my mom because she's is on vacation. And the 7th was Justin's birthday. And so it was a very
low day.
Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of be by myself. So I went up there. It ain't take really no time to do it. And then I took a nap and I felt better. The weekend of snow just to piss you off.
Yeah.
and mess your car back up. And then Monday and Tuesday, back to being regular days. Finally, the kids did back to school fully.
Yeah.
Monday was my dad's birthday.
Oh, wow.
Friday was my sister-in-law's birthday.
That's crazy.
And I don't have anything. And then Monday is MLK's birthday.
Yep.
We out here.
Yeah. Today is my nephew's birthday.
Dang, all these January.
Yeah, a lot of January birthdays. Well, yesterday was his birthday, Tuesday the 14th.
The 20th is his birthday, but that's the day we represent for MLK.
When is his birthday? Is it the 15th? Is it today?
The 15th. I think it's the 15th. I really want to say it's the 15th.
That's today.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about Martin Luther King more next week. Yeah, because that's the day we celebrate.
Yes, that's the week of his celebration.
Yeah.
Friday we're leaving to go to do Jayla's showcase.
Okay.
You know, she's doing track.
Are you excited?
So this is the thing about track. Track is all day.
It is all day
long. And your child runs once or twice, depending on what they're running in. So she's a sprinter, so she usually runs twice. I couldn't, and they also now think about putting her on the vault. And I'm like, I just can't imagine being there. And the last one we went right before she was actually in the evening after work. And even then, we got there at like 6:30, and we still didn't leave until 9. So imagine when we have to be there all day. And the sprinters run early, and then they run late to give them opportunity for their bodies to recover. And then qualifying and all the other stuff. It's just, ugh. Y'all, if I keep touching my eyes because I put my lashes on today, as you know, when you first get your lashes on, they a little itchy. That's where I'm at with it today, and they itch. Ugh.
I don't be
lashing it up. Girl, if I don't have lashes on, I feel like I am, not to be rude, alopecia person. What else I got going on this week? So last week, this is what I understand about these children about it. I was home. Now that I've been home, right? And so I've had this kind of New Year's thing where I'm going to like cook, get my workout on, doing all the things. When I tell you I've stayed in the kitchen, stay washing dishes, stay taking out the trash, there was no like, oh, it's a weekend, we just gonna be leisure. Well, what's for breakfast? What's for lunch? And like Joshua would be really wanting to eat. Like, he's not like a little baby. Give him a bottle, corn, but he wants to eat, and he wants like sausage. He wants bacon. He wants waffles. Cut up his fruit. I don't know how y'all Instagram stay-at-home mamas do it.
I don't know either. Maybe it's like you get into a routine.
There is the routine on top of also, maybe it's because I'm not. Maybe because I'm also working.
Yeah,
I can imagine if all the kids in school, maybe Joshua's home because, you know, we wouldn't have to pay for daycare because I would be home. But then everybody's in school. So really it would just be Joshua. But it's still like he throws off your schedule. So I'm up early. Like, so Saturday morning, I needed to do grocery shopping and stuff. Well, when I got up, he woke up talking about some good morning. I said, good morning, Joshua. We're in potty training time, so he goes pee-pee. He goes and brushes his teeth, washes his face. We're going downstairs to eat. And I'm like, if he had just stayed asleep, I could have done all my little stuff, rolled out. So I'm like, yes. So I go and make. On top of that, Jayla also had a track meet. So I had to wake her up because I was going to drop her off, run to the store, come back. So I made cinnamon rolls, made some sausage, and then had to pack her a snack pack for the day.
Yeah, because she can be gone all day.
So in her snack pack, and it just be my own thing because I be saying like, oh, let me see what these other Instagrammers be. Let me see what they talk about.
Yeah.
I had bought, so she had grapes off the vine because I like to clean them. So off the vine, so grapes, cut up strawberries, apples, oranges, crackers, and then I got some chips. Then I had the audacity to cut up some cheese and then cut up some meat and put them together as like little sandwiches.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then have her chips on the side because I didn't have crackers to make her own Lunchable thing.
I love that.
I was like,
you want to make my lunch?
I felt good afterwards because she was like, oh, everybody was, and I cut her a couple pieces of cake too because I made some pound cake. And she's like, everybody was like, oh, it's so cute. Oh my God, we don't have all that food. And so had Joshua's little stuff so we can go. Did my grocery shopping. By the time I got back, it was like, now what's for lunch?
Yeah.
And then we're in the process of packing to move. Go over to his house, start packing up some stuff because he's definitely sick. In the bed, sweating, curled up, looking crazy. So I'm trying to help, but I'm also like, I really could be taking a nap right now.
Yeah. No, you can't. Like, you can't. Being a mom is like,
it's a whole thing.
It really is.
And then on Sunday, went in to help my grandmother pack some of her stuff up because she's also moving.
Yeah.
I'm so ready for February.
still waiting on my pound cake.
You made pound cake. You want the peach cobbler
Yes.
pound.
Yes.
I am going to make it. Maybe I'll make it so that we can also have something to take down too. Maybe I'll make it Thursday. That way we'll have something to take down.
Okay.
With us. And then that way I can get it to you. Maybe I'll do it to Wednesday so I can get it to you Thursday.
However you want to work
Like
it
however
out.
you want, however the slice is sliced. I need to, because the pound cake basically almost done. So I gave some to my daycare provider. She was like, "Who made that cake? That cake was good as shit." That's it. Okay.
I had a book club Sunday, and I think I be trying to do stuff, and sometimes I do stuff, but then sometimes I be over it, and so.
Are you over it?
I'm over it. No, not book club, but like it was potluck, so I'm trying to get everything together. I'm gonna make barbecue chicken sliders. Well, first of all, I'm already thrown off because I'm trying to slice the bread and I'm not even cutting it right. I'm fucking it up. Then I'm like, I'm gonna toast the bread, but I'm trying to multitask. I'm doing other shit while I'm trying to do that, burn the bread. I really want to give up. I want to be like, fuck it. I'll just bring a bottle of wine. Like,
but why did you have to toast? Like, what kind of bread did you use?
The Hawaiian rolls. And you're right, I didn't have to toast the bread. I could have I had that thought. I was like, you know what? I'll just take the bread and they can make their own sandwiches.
Yeah.
But then I was like, don't be like that. You're being lazy. Do it right, like how you would want it done. I don't know. Like, my brain be competing, wanting to do shit and then not wanting to do shit.
I would say I would have maybe sliced the bread, but I would still just take it for them to fix themselves.
Yeah.
And I only say that because would have taken them for them to fix themselves because some people want a lot.
Some people want a little bit.
So, or some people just want the bread.
Sometimes I feel like I don't do it. Okay. Sometimes I feel like I'm being lazy because I will, in all honesty, I would have just showed up with a rotisserie chicken, barbecue sauce, Hawaiian rolls. Do you?
Well, we're not going to do that.
Right. So I'm like, let me not do that. Let me do it right. Like, I know if it were me and I'm sitting at home and I want a barbecue chicken slider, how do I want it made for me? So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and do it how I would do it. So I started breaking the chicken down, add my barbecue sauce, whatever. Like, okay, boom, got that. Now I'm like, okay, normally I toast my little rolls and then I put it on there and make my little sandwiches. But I'm like, I got other shit to do. So I'm trying to do other stuff too. And I'm on the edge of like, I'm already doing more than I want to do. And I'm starting not to give a fuck. So at what point do I stop and be like, okay, let me stop right here because I'm doing more than I want to do.
And you did. I mean, to go and get the rotisserie chicken and break everything down and like really like put all the ingredients and stuff. Because I would have gotten one of them pulled pork or pulled chicken already, and I just need to throw it in the microwave.
I almost did that. The only reason why I didn't do that is because the portions were much smaller. So I would have had to get like two of those.
Yeah.
And I think they were like $9.99 each, whereas one rotisserie chicken was $7.99. So, but I almost did that. I literally almost was like, let me go ahead and get it already broken down. The other reason why I didn't do that is because I really like those where it's already shredded. But I've gotten those before, and it'll be like mold. Like, it'll be bad.
Oh, yeah.
So, the other thing is, you just got to look at those and make sure they're good. And I didn't want to risk it. Like, if it was just for me in my house, and I didn't look at it good enough, and I find that I'm okay, cool.
Right.
But to take it somewhere, I would hate for somebody else to be like, oh, it's a little something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was just like, no, let me get the rotisserie chicken. Let me do it right.
That sound good, though.
I know. But so, anyway, whatever.
That's a good idea. I might make that for a quick little dinner.
So that's one of my go-tos because like I'm not really like a cooker. Like I can make food for us to survive, but I'm not
the survival food.
But yeah, I'm not the person that makes macaroni and cheese for my family. Like I'm not that girl. I do like quick. You know, like I'm a hack type of person. Okay. So that's one of my go-tos if I have to go to a potluck. That's one of my go-tos. My second favorite go-to, which I would have done this, but I was busy so I didn't have time, is roasted potatoes. You just cut them things up in cubes, olive oil, seasoning, oven, done. Then my other one that I like to do is basically the same thing, but it's buffalo chicken. Literally same recipe, buffalo chicken. Or if I'm being super, super lazy, I'll get the Frank's buffalo chicken dip, heat that up, put that on the sliders, boom.
Call it a day.
Those are like my three kind of go-to. Oh, and rotel dip. You know, you make the ground beef, you mix it, the rotel. Those are my go-tos. Anytime y'all ask me to bring something, it's going to be one of those four. Or something I bought from the grocery store. So that was just me trying, but now I feel overwhelmed. I feel like I tried.
I get it.
And I'm over it. But anyway, the book this week was The Second House from the Corner by Sadiqa Johnson.
Okay.
I didn't really care for it. It was okay. I don't know. It was one of those really books that you had to think about. I don't know if you guys ever read An American Marriage. It was very similar to that, where it just kind of took you through the ebbs and flows of this scenario that's happening within this marriage. It definitely was a lot of points that made that I noticed in it. I noticed that the main character, she dealt with some abuse. I noticed that she was in a relationship with a guy that was much older than her, and the relationship started when she was 14. And this is not a spoiler. This is based off of what you could read on the back of the book, but as they talk about what's going on in like her past and things like that, I noticed how we kind of just skip over the fact of that relationship being inappropriate.
Okay.
And the guy being a pedophile. And I get it with a lot of the, especially like urban fictions, we see this a lot where the girls are really young, the guys are older, and it's like they have this little undertone of, oh, you too young, I'm not supposed to be messing with you, I need to wait till you turn 18. But what we kind of glass over is the fact that you are attracted to or you're interested in a girl that is underage. And so I'm overthinking it, you know, and I have been young and I have dated older men, but I just feel like you shouldn't even be I don't want to say attracted, because you can't really help sometimes what you're attracted to just off of like if I see you without knowing your age and I'm like, dang, she look good, that's one thing, but like it should be certain things that's like a turn on. As soon as I find out that you're young as fuck, like even me as a woman, and I get it, the dynamics are different, but even me as a woman, like if I see a guy and he's super cute and then I find out he's young, my desire instantly goes down. It's like, dang, you 18? You a baby. And while you may be attractive, I don't have any more type of feelings towards it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I just think the way and I'm just speaking on like media, like books, movies, things like that. In real life, it may be different, but I feel like the way it's just glossed over and even sometimes romanticized, like thinking about books we read, like The Coldest Winter Ever and all of those books, like how we romanticize that. It kind of bothers me now. Yeah, now that I'm older, it's older. Like, what are we doing? And authors, why are we even writing that?
Because it relates to somebody, relates to it.
And I get it, it's happening in real life, but like, I don't know. Don't normalize it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They normalize everything that should not be normalized.
So yeah, that was book club, and that was basically my week. Nothing was really going on this week, but I feel like it's worth talking about.
I'm ready. I'm glad it's supposed to rain later on this week, so I'm glad the snow is done. It's supposed to rain 2 days in a row. That would have been a real bad storm.
Yeah, I'm irritated with the roads are clear, but like I hate that slush and all of that. Like I was driving.
I got my car washed, and by the time the end of the day was done.
Exactly.
I was like, I know, but I was trying to get, like, I didn't want it to keep having salt on it.
And as you're driving, you thinking, okay, all the snow is melted, but then you all of a sudden you just see a big mound or a big patch, like
Over it. I know we haven't really gotten into like pop culture and
Yeah.
stuff. We didn't mention it last week, so forgive us. But rest in peace to Jimmy Carter.
Oh yeah.
You know, made it to 100.
Yes.
I think they say he was the first president in the last 60 years who's passed away.
Yeah.
So they just be living.
They be living.
So rest in peace to him. What else? So I'm just gonna mention this only because we are. Maybe I'll wait till next week.
What?
But let me just say a little something about the girls. So Megan Thee Stallion has this guy that she's.
Oh yeah. I've been
dating.
seeing that. I've been
And
seeing
then the
that.
girl. So his ex-girlfriend is a Caucasian woman.
Yes.
She was on a podcast with 3 other young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like, "What's her name? Meg? What's her name? What? Like, out of every name, you telling me you don't know how to say Megan?
Right.
Megan?
Right.
Anyway, so, or Meg, stop it."
Yeah.
And so the other co-host was like, "Well, I wonder what's his type because he dated you." Now, mind you, these are all white women.
Yes.
He dated you, and then he talked to other girls while he was dating you, and they all, all of them look like you, blonde, pretty, So I'm really like, what's his type? Say what you trying to say. How can he like black women? Is what you trying to say?
Yeah.
Say like one person on this social media says say the hard R, because that's basic. Like it's like, how can he like somebody like her if he dated one of us? Like, how could he go to black if he's dated? It's just so cringy. And now they in the comments fighting for their life. Like, you can't use it as clickbait or for views or to go viral and not think that these people, i.e. her fan base, people that are not her fan base, is just black, like, who have to deal with this on a regular basis, and you gonna come out clean.
Yeah.
It just don't work like that.
I totally agree. And I feel like they should eat her up in the comments. Because what are you talking about? And we too grown at this point to be so tone deaf to like what's going on. Like, I'm so tired of this excuse of like, I didn't know it was going to get spun out of control. I didn't mean to offend anybody. I didn't know this, that, whatever. Even if you didn't.
You meant to poke a bear and then walk away as if nothing was.
Yeah.
Like, you wanted, this is what I think people be thinking, right? You think everybody in your audience thinks like you.
Yes. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
there are people in your audience that enjoy your content to a certain extent.
Yes.
And then when you cross that boundary, now you have unleashed something. And there are other people that in your fan base who do agree with you and want people to see like, yes, she's better than that black girl. So you have two things fighting against you. People that want to push the narrative that no, black men, when they with white women, they should not be dating black women. Black women, are showing that narrative that we're better.
Yeah.
When you have other people that showing a narrative like, this don't even make sense, and this is somebody that y'all kind of watch, but like is an influencer. She need to be canceled. So you fighting two different battles, and you want to be a Trump and be like, I'm cool with it, and be okay with people calling you everything but the son of God, or you need to check yourself before you be on there talking crazy.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, and I also feel like with everything going on, and then you being a content creator. And I know we have a lot of irresponsible content creators, but you do have a responsibility to understand that, like, to check your tone, to check your temperature. Like, even us, like, when we talk and we say things, if it's like, okay, I know I'm getting ready to say something that could possibly be controversial. Let me start by saying I'm not trying to offend anyone.
Right. But
I'm
this is just
asking the question.
Or
this is just my opinion.
Exactly.
Or you gonna own it. I said what I said.
Right.
Right. I like you hate that game of like, I'm saying something. Oh, I didn't know it's going to be taken that way. Oh, let me act like I'm a victim in the situation. Like, no.
And don't you start crying.
You said what you said.
You said what you said, and you meant what you said.
And you meant what you said. Because if you didn't mean what you said,
you wouldn't have. First of all, you doubled down.
You would have approached it differently.
Exactly.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with questioning that. I don't think there's anything wrong with just saying, okay, he's dated white women in the past. And now he's switching over. So do you think he has a type? Or do you think it's just out of convenience? Like, it's 100 different ways you could have worded that question and still kind of got the same point across.
Right.
You know
because
what I mean?
The thing is, the fact that you tiptoed around it, you knew what you were saying didn't make sense. Or it was wrong.
Right.
Because you would have been like, he be dating white women, and now he dating somebody, but like, I don't understand it. Like,
yeah,
that would
just
really
say
been,
that.
But to say, I mean, he dating women that look like you. You are, that's a dog whistle.
Yeah.
And if you're going to blow the whistle, blow the regular one, baby. Mm-hmm. I don't need you to blow the dog one. Because what y'all fail to realize is that everybody can still hear the whistle. we all are tuned in to the whistle.
Yeah. That's so unfortunate.
It's
and I do also to understand, like, your feelings may be hurt or you know, whatever. Like, I get it. Stuff happens in relationships, but like,
that's your ex.
That's
Move
your ex.
on.
Yeah.
That's your ex, and he was talking to other people in the midst of dealing with you. Move on.
And it funny enough, like, you on a podcast talking about it, and low key your friend dragged you, because to put you out there like that, like, oh, he was talking to other women while he was talking to you,
and y'all all look the same. Like, it's like he was just, there was nothing special about you.
Exactly. Like, that was my takeaway. At the end of the day, like, there was nothing special about you. You
were just one of many.
I wouldn't even have wanted to talk about that. Like, I'd have been like, hold up.
Time out. Take that out. You ain't gonna embarrass me. You thought you was clocking her tea, and your friend beside you clocking yours.
I mean, it's a level of privilege too, right? Like, I think I see a lot of this content of white people kind of realizing and acknowledging their privilege in certain situations, and when they do realize it, it's almost like, not to say that they feel dumb, because I'm not going to speak on how they feel, but it's almost like they're having an epiphany about something that we have all known. Like, you're so late to the party.
Right.
Like, when you do something and you realize, like, oh, I'm in this neighborhood that I've never been in before, and I'm walking around and nobody thinks that I'm doing anything nefarious, or nobody assumes that I'm going to cause trouble. That's actually privilege. You're realizing that in 2025, and this is what we've been saying, but you know, your black counterpart could do the same thing, and everybody looking out their window like, are you supposed to be in this neighborhood? Whereas you could walk around in any neighborhood and nobody would assume.
So, and no one's assuming anything nefarious. A lot of times it's like, especially if you in a black neighborhood, with the gentrification, we don't think it's you. It's just, oh, they gentrifying.
Yeah.
Because you feel like
whites moving into the neighborhood. They about to switch it up over here.
That's what we think about. We don't think of that. Oh Lord, they're
dangerous. They're gonna do something.
Who they robbing?
And a lot of times they do be right.
Okay.
So I think it's that too, right? Like they like these women on this podcast feel like they can say whatever they want because there is a level of privilege for them just existing and just being able to say whatever they want. I mean, now more so than ever, that's being checked. But when that's how you lived your life, of course you're gonna feel comfortable
just saying whatever.
So, speaking of social media, so if they get rid of TikTok, or when they get rid of TikTok,
you better get on Lemonade.
So I tried to get on Lemonade. Do you know it's owned by TikTok?
But so, yes, but it's another version of TikTok. But as long as you don't delete TikTok, you'll still be able to be on it.
Yeah, so I have a profile on Lemonade. I never used it. I just, because everybody was like, oh, get the, so I got it. But I feel like if these kind of rules and regulations and things don't pan out, they might not be able to have any apps here.
Yeah, but then so one app is still different from another. It might be owned by it, but it's a different entity. So
but isn't their issue with TikTok is who their owners are?
Yeah. So what ends up happening is now you have to pull up Lemonade. So they're just going to keep pushing this down the road.
Okay. I heard a lot of the blacks are going to Blue Sky.
I have not heard of that.
You haven't heard of that?
No.
Where y'all going? Drop down in the comments and tell us where
Look,
we need to go.
I need TikTok. Let me tell you something. TikTok be saving lives.
Yeah, but I think they should fight. You know, and as much as I do like the app and I want to keep it, I think they should fight because it's just ridiculous to me how our government would say, well, because we don't like, that's like, I build something and it's so helpful to you, but because you don't like me, you want me to sell my creation to somebody else that you do like. That's so fucked up to me.
This is the problem with the government. The government are just people who want what they want. Mm-hmm. It ain't about us. It's the fact that with TikTok, the world gets to see everybody else's space in a different light.
And
right?
The interesting thing is, it's more censored. And I think China, it's more censored overseas than it is here.
Right.
So I don't even understand what their issue is.
This is what I believe. I believe that the issue is you get more support when you have, like, on social media, like on Instagram and things like that. It's really about who you follow, right? Unless you really go on like try to mess up your algorithm. It's about who you follow. You could be on TikTok just scrolling, and yes, some stuff will be in your bubble. Then one random thing will pop out, and this random thing and it causes your algorithm to kind of change. But it's stuff that I was able to see across the pond that I probably would not have seen, or it would have definitely been much longer delayed in that. Because I'm not on Facebook. I really be on Instagram to show like my own pictures, but you're not. Yeah. Like it's not the same. Openness of it, and I liked it. I mean, TikTok from the shops, from the different cleaning things. It's just. I mean, that's how I started seeing all of these stay-at-home moms and what they be doing and how they be packing lunches and bento boxes and all of these things that we never, like, not to say that we didn't have, but if you're not in a different culture. It may not have been in your purview. Yeah. I'm like, a bento box? Oh, I get that for the kid. You know what I'm saying?
It's exposure.
It's exposure. But the problem is it ain't about, the more people in the U.S. that are really exposed, that's why they changed the requirements for colleges and stuff like that. Because if you go to school now with black people, you are roommate with a black person, all of the things that you are taught, now I can see something different, right? You see black people and how they move on social media. I promise you, if TikTok wasn't around, the way that people are trying, well, why y'all don't want to be our friends after the whole election and stuff? Why y'all? They wouldn't care. Yeah. But the fact that they see, like, nah, we ain't fooling with y'all, and enough people said, nah, we don't fool la with y'all. And if you in your own bubble, you're never going to see that. Yep. But now that you see on TikTok that they like, nah, we not fooling with y'all, and a lot of people that you are subscribed with or people that you may like or whatever say, I'm not fooling with y'all. Now it's like, oh no, the world not fool along with us. Yeah. So you see more of your fuck around and find out come to fruition. So I like to be a good TikTok. I've purchased some things. It's shown me some things. And sometimes you can't just see it off of like YouTube stories or, you know, all of your stories, like especially like your stories on Instagram, or basically people that you are subscribed to.
I'm going to tell you how I use social media. TikTok for me is educational and exposure and entertainment. So like anytime I want to learn about something, I want to find like a recipe, anytime I have a thought and I want to, not because Google, you know, you could do a Google search, but anytime I want to see like what people are saying about something, I'm going to TikTok. If I want to know what people are saying about the election, I'm going to TikTok. What people are saying about how to make, you know, food or whatever.
That's where I got the peach cobbler pound cake from.
Right. So that's
when we go on vacations.
Right. Where I want to see where people are going, whatever. I use TikTok for that. Facebook for me is for community. Like for TikTok, I wouldn't really necessarily get into conversation with people. I kind of just watch and I may comment here or there. Yeah. Facebook is where that's people I know. Even though we ain't never met, I know them. Like, we be having conversation on Facebook. That's Facebook to me is community. And it be mostly family. Like, a lot of my family is on Facebook, right? Instagram is for lurking. Instagram for me is like, I'm posting myself, kind of what I'm doing. My friends are posting themselves and what they're doing, and we kind of just lurking. Like, I seen you post something, you know, whatever. I may like it, I may comment, you know, but it's not, I'm not doing too much. But then if I see you, oh, the baby shower was cute, you know, whatever. Like, that's what Instagram is for. Instagram is like, I feel like people's personal, like, Pinterest board.
Yes.
Kinda.
Yes.
And you can kind of have a little window into their life and what's going on and things like that. Like, so that's how I use, and then YouTube is long form. If I see a clip somewhere of a podcast or something, or if I see a little snippet or something, I'll be like, okay, let me go over to the YouTube and hear the full conversation. Yeah. Let me go, if I see like, investing tips or whatever, let me go to YouTube and get the background information. Like, YouTube is where I'm going to go if I really need to do a deep dive in what we talking about. Yeah. And so I think you have to have all of the different pieces like, no social media platform to me has captured the essence of being all of that in one. And I think that's okay. I don't think they have to be. We go to different things for different reasons.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, I like me a good TikTok. I tell you what, I went on YouTube and fixed my washing machine.
So I've done that too. I've gone on there to learn how to fix like my toaster oven, my regular oven, my dryer.
Listen, it's the best.
Yeah,
it's the best.
And YouTube is educational as well, but like long for like not a quick tip. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna show you step by step what to do.
And then, but like TikTok, I mean, it's put me on a different music artist. I just love me a talk.
Well, hopefully
we'll see. Y'all.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think they go to court today. Or we might know something tonight, on what the verdict is on that. So,
that's be hating.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Are we getting into? So we got at least another 30 minutes. We getting into a topic.
We can get to a topic. Let's discuss. Oh, sometimes you just need a break. All right. Well, I think this would be a quickie because everything else will probably take a little longer because we can really get into it. Okay. So let's talk about taking a break in relationships. Okay. Necessary for growth or just breaking up to, what does it say? Oh, breaking it up slowly. Okay. So, are you okay with taking a break in a relationship?
I don't know. I'm on the fence with that one. Because I don't know. I have a couple different schools of thought on it. Like, it really just depends on where we are. Like, I would say, like, if I'm young, I'm in college or even high school, maybe even like just recently graduated from college. If I'm in a space, if I'm in a transitional space in life, even, I can understand taking a break. Because for me, a lot of times when you say taking a break, I sometimes don't understand what is it that you are trying to do
in the midst of it
that you can't do
in a relationship
while you're in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, why do you need to be? What are you trying to do that's causing you to need to be away from me? The only thing that I could justify is maybe you don't want the responsibility of like, okay, so if we're in a relationship, there's certain responsibilities, like when you call to check on me, I should answer, I should respond, because you're probably worried about me. If I'm gonna be out, you know what I'm saying, to the wee hours in the morning, I should let you know. You know what I mean? Certain things like that where we're checking in on each other, I think you do kind of owe your significant other that because they care about you. So I could see taking a break in the sense of, I have so much going on.
I don't want to have to be accountable for somebody else.
Exactly. I don't even have the time to check in with you. I can understand that. And if that's what taking a break means, and that's what taking a break means. Or maybe you're dealing with some mental, emotional stuff, right? And it's like, I don't have the bandwidth to be your partner while you deal with that, I can understand that. But outside of that, I have a hard time fathoming what is it that you're trying to do that you can't do in your relationship.
I agree. So I be watching. So it's called Pillow Talk, but they're watching like 90 Day Fiance. So it's couples that were either on the show, didn't work out. They're like, one of them is the lady that's on the show, but her daughter. So it's a mix of people. And more often than not, it was a couple of couples that's like, oh, we took a break. And in the midst of that break, well, I was having sex with somebody else. And so then, then it was like, well, you have one, like couples that'll be like, well, they were, so, especially when it's the female. When it's the female that was messing with somebody else, oh, well, they were broken up. They weren't together. They were not together. If a man does it, it's like, well, he's the one that wanted a break, so he should have just not been with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's one couple that's like, the guy cheated. They took a break. She started messing with somebody else. All the women was like, oh, they was on a break. Another couple, the lady was like, we need a break. Da da da. So he left and went to another, close enough, but another country. Started messing with somebody. And they're like, well, they were just on a break. Like, why would he start talking to somebody else? And to me, it's the same thing. And I'm like, so if you're taking a break with the intention of going back to that person, why would you be messing with somebody else?
I also think too, people are so irresponsible with that. Like when you say we're gonna take a break,
break down the guidelines.
Yes,
of break.
What are the rules of a break?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because everybody looks at that different. If we're not together, and my needs need to be met, I should be able to do what I want to do.
Right, and if I'm a kind of person that feels strongly about that, right? And you should understand that. They're like, hey, you know that I'm the kind of person that I need to have sex, you know, a couple times a week on a regular basis. And we're not doing that anymore. Exactly. So chances are I'm probably going to get that need met. But we're having that conversation so that I know that, okay, I need to get a break from you. You probably going to do whatever you're going to do, and that's fine. We're not together.
Yeah. And then the thing is, but if we don't call it a break, just say we're breaking up.
That's what I think. But I think that goes to the second part of your question. Like, is it just a slow breakup?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times that's what it is. Like, people be scared to just be like,
we're done.
We're done.
I think I think people are in relationships kind of like they are in jobs, right? And so it's like you don't leave a job until you have another one.
Oh, God.
It's how I think people live.
That is crazy. You don't leave a relationship until you already got like another potential.
People do not want to be alone. I'm not saying this is for everybody.
I know, but I'm just saying that's wild.
Other people be like, I quit my job and I'll figure out how I deal with this afterwards, right?
So it's like,
other people are like,
let me take a break so that I'm still kind of connected to you, but I could dip my toe out in the water. And then if I get a bite, oh, okay, we need to break up. That's crazy. Like,
I had thought about it. I had, and it's the same lines. We've been away from each other for these last 3-4 weeks, and I feel like I've done some soul searching and become a better person. And I just want to continue on this path. So I think that the best thing for us is to just break all the way up. And then next thing you know, he's on Instagram. 3 weeks later with the new boo.
Oh, gosh.
Right? People use relationships just like how they do jobs.
That's wild.
In their mind, that's your 2 weeks notice.
I get it though. I get it. I don't know. I was gonna say I'm just not that kind of person, and I'm not. But when I think about like how would I handle a situation like that, for me, how I have handled it in the past, you're either in two categories with me. You're in the category of I deeply care about you and I don't want to hurt your feelings. And so I will suffer my own self because I don't want to hurt your feelings. Or I fuck with you, but I ain't about to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's between me or you, I'm going to choose me.
Every time.
And so in the past, I have not, up until my marriage, I haven't been in a situation where I would be like, all right, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings, so I'm doing things that I wouldn't normally do because I don't want to hurt your feelings. No, like in the past, I'd be like, okay, I'm not happy. You're getting on my nerves. I'm gonna have to go ahead and go.
I'm gonna have to just bow out.
I'm gonna have to just bow out. Like,
and I see you when I see you.
I don't think I've ever done that. I have cheated before, not on purpose. And I know people are gonna be like, "What do you mean not on purpose?" This is what I mean. Sometimes when you try to break up with people, they don't be trying to let you break up with them. You have the conversation. Hey, I don't think this is working out. I think we should see other people. I'm kind of done with the relationship. You had the conversation like, we're done. They'll be like, oh, I'm going to call you tomorrow.
So you just block them.
You do that, and then they do, like, okay, you never
so technically,
had, like,
no.
a boy, like, you ain't never had an ex, like, not accept the breakup.
No.
Really?
Well, it has been like, we stop talking, and they'll still call. I be blocking folk.
I mean, yes.
So the dudes I deal with, they have too much pride after they get their feelings hurt.
Oh.
Because I don't break up nice. Like, I don't break up like, oh, I think that no. It'd be like, this is it. I'm good. I'm so good.
And I guess, too, it depends on how the breakup happens. Like, I've never broken up with somebody in a way, like, only one, in, like, a devastating way. So, you know how some breakups, it'd be like they did something, you caught them cheating or whatever. Somehow. Normally, my breakups are just, we have a conversation, I'm just not feeling it anymore, right? So, I think that, too, could be for a lot of guys why they feel like, oh, it's not really over because she just sat down and had a conversation with me. But no, it is really over. Like, like, don't stop coming to my job. Like, don't. It be, maybe.
Because you too.
I know. And it also,
nice.
too, I've been married for 12 years. So, all of these situations was when I was younger. And I think not really having the maturity, I kind of handle things like, I told you we broke up. Like, why are you here? Kind of thing. But so all of that to say, I would be like, all right, we broke up. We're not talking no more. I'm dating somebody else. I'm talking to another person. And then, like, that ex would be like, oh, so you just gonna go on a date? Oh, you with this person now? And it's like, we're not. I don't understand what
So no, you did not cheat.
Okay. But I feel like they make me feel like that. Like,
because you allow them to.
Oh, okay.
It would have been like, didn't I tell you it was over?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just did. That's the problem. That's the problem in our whole relationship. You be thinking, we're done.
I see why your exes.
You know what though?
If that's how you talk to them, I see why they be like, I'm not about to fuck with her.
I don't be like super mean like that, but.
That's your problem. You be thinking.
I can't
think, Kendra.
I'm not gonna hold you. When I get mad, there are some things that fly up out of this mouth. Especially if I'm at a point that I don't care about your feelings. I'm gonna say some things, and it's not gonna be nice. And that's why they don't call back, because I don't like. I allow if I'm done. There's no gray area with me with that. Yeah. Right? So I'll be like, no, I'm done with it. I will ride it out until I'm done with it. And then when I'm really like, okay, no, that's not for me, there will be no questions about it.
Now, the one time that I did purposefully cheat, I broke up with my boyfriend immediately after. Like, I already was going down that path anyway, which is how I ended up cheating. It was one of those situations where I knew I was done with it, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings, so I didn't have that conversation. I'm trying to like, oh, maybe, let me just see. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm whatever. Then get swept up by somebody else, and I'm like, fuck,
you just have a job.
Yeah. But immediately, and I even told the dude, I was like, because he knew I was like, I got to break up with my boyfriend. Like, I like, me being here with you now in this moment is kind of like the nail in the coffin. Yeah. Like, whatever I was trying to hold on to,
No,
whatever fantasy I had in my head of this being, it's not, because obviously I open myself up to somebody else. You know what I mean? But so even that, right? I know how I am. Like my conscience, like I can, even if I did purposely cheat on somebody, I couldn't keep that up. I would have probably immediately after be like, we not good, because clearly I'm over here, and you know what I'm saying. Like so what you saying about the 2 weeks notice thing is like, I guess it's hard for me to get that, because I feel like once I start seeing myself going down that path, it's like why am I?
But you know, this is why I say it's like a job. So a lot of times when you unhappy at work, what you start doing?
Looking for other jobs.
Putting your resume out there.
Yeah.
And then you go on an interview.
That's
the interview goes well. And it's like, okay, now I can put my 2 weeks notice in. So it may not be a 2 weeks notice. You don't do your 2 weeks notice because you don't want to burn no bridges. That ain't bridge you're going back to. It's like, okay, so today is my last day. Okay. See you when I see you. You done already had the interview. They done gave you the offer letter that you done signed. You know, send back your W-2. Baby, you got a new employment. What we talking about?
That's so true.
People do relationships like they do jobs. I said what I said.
Damn. So how do you, like, okay, so in a committed relationship where you say, I'm not gonna say marriage, right? Because everybody don't fall under that title. But when you're in a relationship where you say, you know, we in it, you know, this is a forever thing. It's me and you. We in it. We both committed to this. And y'all having ups and downs, and y'all having ebbs and flows. And, you know, we're saying, like, it don't really make sense to take a break. So, like, how do you, like, what other, I guess, resources or tools do you have if, like, you're not about to take a break, we not leaving, ain't nobody putting their resume out there, ain't nobody looking for no other job. You might be going through a period where you're not happy in this relationship, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what?
So it's time to reevaluate why you're there, right? So like, if there are not ebbs and flows in your relationship, then it's not a good relationship.
That's true,
right? And so,
or nobody's growing,
exactly. So there cannot be perfection in anything, because everybody changes in different ways. What a lot of people stop doing in their relationship is falling in love with that person over and over again, right? Every day is a new day to fall for that person again, right? And so a lot of times we're like, oh, we got him. It's not a big to do. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. And you get into this status quo of, we here, right? And a lot of times that's what happens with people with jobs, and they become complacent and this, that, and the forth, because you just here. Instead of finding new things about your job that makes you excited to go there every day. It's the same thing with your relationship. What is there new about this relationship that makes me excited to go every day? So if it's, hey babe, let's start doing let's go to a dancing class. So this is now something that we have something to look forward to.
Right.
Let's look up at a cruise. Let's look up a vacation. Let's have something that you're always looking forward to in that relationship with that person, and in that realizing or seeing what makes that person happy in that, right? So if their needs are being met by you, in my opinion, that's the same thing with a job. If your job is happy with you, there's some content in being able and being like, me showing up every day also makes this person happy. Me being here every day also makes this work. And then inevitably, when you have a job that's like, hey, we're taking you out to lunch, or we're doing this and that, because they're showing their gratitude.
Yeah.
If you have your partner that's like, oh, baby, I'm so glad we did this. This was so great. Now it's my turn to really blow it up for you. You know what I'm saying? So when you're exchanging things like that, it don't have to be every day, but there's always something to look forward to.
Yeah.
If you have a partner, and this is just how my parents are, if you have a partner that always is looking out for the betterment of you as a partner, the other partner is doing the same thing. So there's no I in that relationship. I'm just going to make sure that we're doing what we can to choose each other every day, fall in love with each other every day, and learn each other every day. Because every day you're learning something new, which causes you to change a bit, right? Every single day. And so when that person shows up and is like, "Oh, you did what today?" Oh, okay, so that is being in tune with, "Oh, that's a little change." So when you've talked about it, and all of a sudden now you're doing it, it's like, "Oh, that must have really resonated with her or him." So let me dive a little deeper into that and to be more understanding of where they are, right? Yeah. So instead of just listening to hear that person, really listen to understand. Really figure out what, like, if you're paying attention and then you see, like, oh, I was watching these YouTubes about hair growth and this, that, and the fourth, and then the next 2 weeks later she's buying mayonnaise and doing this and making up like stuff for the hair. Okay, well, let me borrow her some jars. Let me this, that, and the fourth. Because if this is something that you into, oh, let me learn some more about it. Oh, baby, I also saw on this that this also might help. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And just being interested in something. So then when she can be like, oh, he was really paying attention because he went and purchased some jars to make sure that, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like what you're talking about or the things that interest you falls on deaf ears. It's someone who's also like, oh, okay, well, that's what she's into today. I'm going to be into that too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think what you said about like employee appreciation is applies. After a while, you do have to be like, okay, let me show this person that I appreciate them, and vice versa, right? And like I always tell people when I mentor them, you do have to, when you get into a job, you do have to find little projects or little things that keep you interested. Because a lot of times a job get boring.
It gets boring, and a paycheck is not enough.
It's not enough.
And let's be clear, showing up, cooking dinner, cleaning a house, that's the norm. That's what that's your paycheck.
Right.
It's the, you know what, we haven't had a movie night out, and this is for men too. I asked somebody to watch the kids. We're going to the movie. I know you had a long week. I want to take you somewhere so you ain't got to think. And it's not because, okay, tonight because I want to do something. Also, just sometimes be like, and I don't want to do nothing. I just want us to have a good time.
Yeah.
And a lot of time your intent be not to do nothing, and then you be doing something. Right. But it just be because I see you've had a stressful week. Wine is not enough. Dinner's not just enough. Let's do something spontaneous. Let's do something that makes you like all of those things cost thought. And just showing your appreciation and not just giving what is necessary for a paycheck. A paycheck of somebody showing up and still being there. That ain't enough.
Yeah.
Get up and get out and get after it.
And ultimately, I know people may not want to hear this, but ultimately, after all of that, if you still feeling stuck and still feeling like, oh, I don't know what I want to do, you may just have to let it go.
So what's the little thing when you holding on to something super tight and your hands turn red and it's the heart? So holding on might be harder than letting go. So when you let go, you might be holding on to something that's causing you to stay complacent in a space instead of you letting go and then forcing yourself to bloom and blossom within that.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Period.
Period on that. This was another great episode. We back after snow. We back, y'all.
Yeah, we back. All right.
It's a new year. A new us.
No, we said we wouldn't do that.
I just play.
Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend. Drop down in the comments.
Tell us what you think about these breakups to bake up. Do you believe in breaks? What are your rules and regulations if you do go on a break?
Oh, that's a good question.
And with that,
we'll drink to that.